One rejection can rewrite your entire story. Mine started with a single, stinging text. I'm Lena, 32, and I'd buried years of quiet resentment under a facade of family loyalty. But inviting my relatives to my Community Impact Award shattered that illusion. Dad shot back with a chuckle emoji, just an ordinary tutor. My brother chimed in seconds later, sorry, we've got tickets to the game. And Aunt Rita reacted with a quick heart emoji, a silent stab that cut deeper than any reply. I stared at my screen in the empty kitchen, whispering, no big deal, even as my throat tightened. For over a decade, I'd poured my soul into mentoring at-risk youth in underfunded centers, scraping by on late-night sessions, funding supplies from my paycheck, and watching kids bloom against the odds. I reminded myself validation didn't need to flow from family veins, that purpose thrived in the shadows. Yet that exchange unearthed an ache I'd known since childhood, like when Dad paraded my brother's tech gigs at reunions while brushing off my helping hobby, or holidays laced with snide remarks about my cushy schedule and modest life. I pocketed my phone, grabbed my keys, and headed to the venue solo, the hall buzzing with anticipation under glowing spotlights that smelled of polished wood and fresh flowers. My director pulled me aside, beaming, the foundation's thrilled, your program's making waves, even hit international forums without you realizing. I forced a nod, inwardly scoffing that none of it would register with those who'd shaped me, forever pegging my efforts as trivial, easy to overlook. Driving back, I obsessed over the messages, just an ordinary tutor. We've got tickets. Aunt Rita's heart. I rehearsed my grin in the mirror, the same one I'd mastered at 14 when Dad called mentoring a dead-end detour, at 21 urging a career swap, at 27 when my brother teased I'd never own real property. At 32, it hit, I'd been chasing approval on their terms, not mine. That evening, I microwaved soup for one, polished my shoes, and tweaked the remarks I'd share if called upon. Not for cheers, but to honor the teens who'd rewritten their futures. As I drifted off, I pictured my family at the stadium, cheering crowds, oblivious that their dismissals would soon boomerang. Dawn brought a ping from a coworker, ready to shine? I grinned genuinely, stepping into the unknown. The event blurred into echoes and flashes, my pulse thundering as my name rang out. The MC detailed my initiatives, the transformations, the ripple effects. I took the mic, voice steady, weaving tales of grit and growth learned from those I guided. No phone checks afterward, I claimed the triumph unfiltered. Home in the quiet, a buddy texted, check online now. I chuckled, puzzled, and loaded the feed. Viral clips flooded in, my speech trending, headlines hailing unsung hero sparks global change. Not local fluff, this was major outlets, the prestige my family revered. Across the city, amid game roars, Dad refreshed his app and stiffened, what the hell? My brother peered over, eyes widening in shock. Aunt Rita's casual heart now loomed like regret. My phone erupted, voicemails piling up, but I let it ring, forcing them to marinate in the void they'd dug. Not vengeance, just equilibrium. Morning brought a barrage, Dad's awkward pride, Aunt Rita's retroactive cheers, my brother's shares. No nods to the slights, no sorries for the snubs. When Dad rang, his tone shifted, reverent, saw you everywhere, always knew you'd soar. I paused, then laid it bare, when I invited you, you mocked it as ordinary. Silence stretched, his deflections faltering. I pressed, the tutor's label, the game excuse, the heart. He admitted softly, didn't see its weight. Truth exposed, my value hinged on external stamps, not inherent worth. I counted, it always counted, to me, to the lives touched. Weeks later, offers poured in, panels, features and yes, rescheduled family meet. My brother confessed envy, masking it with jabs at my idealistic choices. Aunt Rita murmured remorse for her oversight. I embraced the genuine, released the hollow, forgiveness rooted in insight, not erasure. People quiz, award high or Dad stunned, what the hell? Neither. True peace? Realizing, cameras or not, I'd stand tall. If you've been belittled for paths less flashy, know this, their spotlight isn't your summit. Your resolve is. Hit subscribe if these tales ignite your fire, we amplify the overlooked here.